Okay, good Erev Shabbos Rabbi as we prepare for Parshas Va'era, Shabbos Mevarchim, Chodesh Shvat. We have amazing material today. We're going to begin with Pesacheinu Megadim. We're going to start. I want to take you to our weekly email. Here you have the schedule for the Shiurim this morning. I want everybody to know every week it's now being posted on Torah Anytime. The All Parsha Sam Sefer on the Parsha. You could see that on Torah Anytime or on All Parsha, the OU site. We have a couple remaining spots for our Yarche Kala in Panama. We have a tremendous olam this year, Baruch Hashem. If anybody would like to join, contact us, but really only a few remaining spots. Baruch Hashem, we're almost at capacity. If anybody would like to be mishtatef in the upcoming Sefer Berchas HaTzadik of the Ben La'ashri, that is available if anybody would like to participate in that work. The author promises that he will pray for you in this world and in the next world. We also have a number of other works that are being completed. We're now translating the Haggadah into Spanish and French. Also, we're working on the Sefer on Tzipis Al Yeshua for Art Scroll coming up, Be'ezus Hashem, for the coming 3 weeks. Today we begin with Pesacheinu Megadim, connecting the beginning and the end of the Parsha. Now, as always, it has been a journey to try to find and discover the connection between the beginning and the end of the Parsha. And this week was no exception. The Parsha begins, Vayidaber Elokim el Moshe, Vayomer Elov Ani Hashem. That Hashem is Megala to Moshe, the Shem Yud Kei Vav Kei, Vayomer Elov Ani Hashem. And indeed, we see at the end of the Parsha that Hashem was Mashkiach and Mesavev Svivos with the Shem Havaya, Vayechazak Lev Paroi, V'lo Shilach Es B'nei Yisrael Ka'asher Diber Hashem Biyad Moshe. But still, we want to try to find a compelling connection between the beginning of the Parsha and the end of the Parsha. And sure enough, with Hashem's help, we discovered something amazing. You know, it dawned on me, by all the first Makos, by the first 6 Makos, it says, Vayechazak Lev Paroi. Paroi's heart was hardened. V'lo shilach es b'nei Yisrael, and he did not send Mesa. Kasher diber Hashem, like God spoke. Kasher diber Hashem, like God spoke. And here by the Makkah of Barad, it adds Kasher diber Hashem biyad Moshe. Did you know this is the first and only time by the Makkos it says Kasher diber Hashem biyad Moshe? Haloi davarhu. There must be some kind of explanation why it says Dafka by this Makkah Kasher diber Hashem biyad Moshe. However, there are many deep matters over here to explain why it says biyad Moshe. If you look in the Sefer Shari Oira, Shari Oira is one of the earliest Sifrei Kabbalah of Rabbi Yosef Giktilia. Rabbi Yosef Giktilia identifies the opening pasuk of this week's Parsha is the most explicit and symbolic pasuk of the role of Torah Shebechsav and Torah Shebal Peh together. The Shari Oira says every dibur in the whole Torah is Midas Hagvura and comes from Torah Shebechsav. And like it says, the Torah Shebechsav mipi Hagvura shamanu. Mipi Hagvura shamanu. The Torah Shebechsav is mipi Hagvura, Midas Hadin. Mashein Kein the Torah Shebal Peh, Amar Rachmana. Amira is Midas Hamalchus, is Torah Shebal Peh. And because the Torah Shebechsav and Torah Shebal Peh need each other and are only niskayim one with the other, Hashem is constantly merames that they're both needed. Vayidaber Hashem el Moshe Lemar. Vayidaber in the beginning of the pasuk is the Torah Shebechsav. Lemar in the end of the pasuk is the Torah Shebal Peh. Dibur Torah Shebechsav, Amira Torah Shebal Peh. Through them, the Torah Bahen tivna v'sikainen kol Torah. Through them, the Torah is built and founded. And the simon that incorporates dibur to gevura and amira to malchus, meaning what simon is there that dibur, Torah Shabbat Peh, is the midas hadin, and amira, Torah Shabbat Chsav, is midas harachmim. The simon is this week's Parsha. Vayedaber Elokim El Moshe Vayomer Elov Ani Hashem. This week's Parsha. Vayedaber Elokim El Moshe Vayomer Elov Ani Hashem. Vayedaber is Elokim. Vayomer is Shem Havaya. That's the siman that Dibur Tar Shabbat Peh is midas hadin, and Amira Tar Shabbat Chsav is midas harachmim. So it's interesting that the opening of Parshas Va'era then is the symbolism of the two dimensions of Torah. Dibur Tar Shabbat Chsav, Amira Tar Shabbat Peh. Vayedaber Elokim El Moshe, Vayomer Elav Ani Hashem. In the Sefer Or Avram, Rabbi Avram Goldman of Zvil, he says that the Avos HaKadoshim, they were the Bechina of Torah Shabbat Chsav. Moshe Rabbeinu now comes and he continues the progress of Torah with Torah Shabbat Peh. He quotes with Tzaddik HaKoyin that the Avos were the Shoresh of the Torah Shabbat Chsav. Avraham Avinu began the 2,000 years of Torah. He fulfilled the whole Torah. Yitzchak as well. Yitzchak, like it says in the Zayar, Ayraisa misitra de gvura ka'asis. Yaakov is the Bechina of MS. MS is Torah. And Moshe began the expansion of the Torah Shabbat Chsav through the Torah Shabbat Peh. Through the Torah Shabbat Peh, all the secrets of the Torah are explained. Now the Torah Shabbat Chsav is through the midos of the Avos, which is Chesed, Gvur, and Teferes. Torah Shabbat Peh is Malchus. Okay. So the Sefer Avram explains that first Moshe Rabbeinu refused to go on the shlichus, and he acted uncharacteristically. We don't find anywhere else that Moshe refused Hashem, but here he said, "No, lo ish devarim anoichi ki kvad pel kvad loshen anoichi." Therefore, how do you expect me to expand the Torah through Torah Shabbat Peh? Lo ish devarim anoichi ki kvad peh. Vayedaber, you want me to do Torah Shabbat Peh? I'm not a man of Dibur. I'm a Kvad Peh. How do you expect me to expand the Torah with Torah Shabbat Peh? I'm a Kvad Peh. So Hashem says, Misam Peh Adam. Va'ata lech va'anochi eya empicha. Therefore it says, Vayedaber Elokim vayomer elav ani Hashem va'era el Avram. That the Bechina of Elokim midas hadin was by the Avos, but now this is going to be mitzad midas harachamim to expand the Torah Shabbat Chsav. The Or Avram says that is why Moshe Rabbeinu was sent now, even though the Zman of the Gula did not come, because certainly there's an end for every galus, and Moshe Rabbeinu was appointed to redeem the Jewish people, but in the view of the Or Avram, the Bechinos of Moshe Rabbeinu was charged with expanding the mission of the Avos. The Avos were Tar Shabbat Chsav, Moshe was Tar Shabbat Peh. The bottom line is, the first pasuk in Parshas Va'era is the most symbolic of the combination of Tar Shabbat Chsav and Tar Shabbat Peh. Vayedaber Elokim El Moshe, Tar Shabbat Chsav, Vayomer Elav Ani Hashem, Torah Shabbat Peh. We come to the final pasuk of this week's parsha. By every makkah it says Vayechzak le paroi v'lo shilach nezok kasher diber Hashem, and by makkah's borod is the first and only time it says kasher diber Hashem biyad Moshe. What does it mean biyad Moshe? The Mefarshim don't explain, but the Malbim in Vayikra on the pasuk Lahayroi says Bnei Yisrael is kol achukim asher diber Hashem aleim biyad Moshe. Says the Malbim biyad Moshe is Gemara. The Gemara is given biyad. The Gemara is given biyad. If you look in the Sefer, Shavile HaTorah, he brings a tradition from Rabbi Nachum Zemba that whenever it says biyad Moshe, it refers to Torah Sheba'al Peh. He says he personally heard from Rabbi Nachum Zemba that what was the significance? Kasher Yorim Moshe Yadai v'Gavar Yisrael. The hands of Moshe, says Rabbi Nachum Zemba, were the Torah Sheba'al Peh. That through the Torah Sheba'al Peh, Klal Yisrael were miskaber. The hands of Moshe were the Torah Sheba'al Peh. By the way, Hakoil Koil Yaakov, v'Hayadayim Yedei Esav. Esav's hands are hands of Milchama, but through the Koil Yaakov, we also have Yadayim. The Yad Moshe is the Torah Sheba'al Peh. When it says Vayiyu Yadav Emuna Adbay Hashamesh, Yadav Emuna is referring to the Torah Sheba'al Peh. And Rav Lieberman, Zechat Tzaddik Livracha, says, if you look in Bamidbar, on the pasuk, kasher diber Hashem biyad Moshe. He says, according to Rabbi Nachum Zemba, comes out beautiful. Don't be like Korach, like Hashem spoke biyad Moshe. The chesaron in Korach was he was a koy from the Torah Sheba'al Peh. So therefore, don't be like Korach, because Hashem indeed conveyed the Torah Sheba'al Peh to Moshe Rabbeinu. That's why those who were swallowed by the Adas Korach said Moshe Emes, the Sairasai Emes. The Kavana was Moshe Emes, the Torah Shebachsav, the Sairasai Emes, the Torah Sheba'al Peh. Okay. So according to this, the Parsha begins and ends in a most beautifully symmetrical way. It ends Kasher Diber Hashem Torah Shebachsav, Biyad Moshe Torah Sheba'al Peh, which is the exact parallel of how the Torah begins, of how the Parsha begins. Vayedaber Elokim Torah Shebachsav, Vayomer Elav Ani Hashem. And many Mefarshim say that this Makkah of Bara, the son Makkah, was a great hashpah of Torah Sheba'al Peh. If you look in the Pri Tzadik, that the fire burning in the Barad was a sensation of the power of the Torah Sheba'al Peh. Rabbeinu Bechaye says Makkah's Barad began on Rosh Chodesh Shvat. And already it began to glimmer on Rosh Chodesh Shvat, a spark of Matan Torah. Therefore, in the 40th year, Rosh Chodesh Shvat, Moshe Rabbeinu began to convey the Torah to the Jewish people. Hoyo Moshe Beir es HaTorah Zois Leimar, v'hayihi ba'arba'im shana ba'ashtei asar chodesh v'echad lachodesh. And we could say that once Moshe Rabbeinu was invested with this great power of Biyad Moshe, this is the first time we find the expression Biyad Moshe. Right afterwards, we have Makas Arbe. We've learned many times that Makas Arbe was the only Makkah that Hashem did not tell Moshe what the Makkah was. Moshe invented the Makkah of Arbe through the koyach of Torah Sheba'al Peh. My Rabbi said that is our first offering for this week, Pesacheinu Megadim. So it begins, Vayedaber Elokim El Moshe Torah Shebachsav Vayomer Elav Ani Hashem Torah Sheba'al Peh, and it ends Kasher Diber Hashem Torah Shebachsav Biyad Moshe Torah Sheba'al Peh.